There you go, stand camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll throw up the compressor.
Oh,
What?
we're live.
Yeah, that's what that means. I mean, duh. Hey, what's up?
What's going on, guys? Hello. Hello. What's going on? Dallas,
You
Cincinnati. How you guys doing
Okay.
today? I know it's earlier.
All right, love you. Bye.
I know, right? What are you guys doing this early right now?
It's his fault.
It's my fault.
It's totally your fault.
Totally
So-
my fault. New Mexico's in the house. Louisiana. Hi from UK. What's going on, guys? Hey, Axman, Bobby, John.
Well, it's Monday's the big holiday. Not
Monday?
really. Yeah, Monday is.
What's Monday?
What was it, Columbus Day?
Oh, really?
And it's Thanksgiving for Canada.
Oh, so we're not coming to
So
work.
you got Columbus Day and Canadian Thanksgiving. So that sounds like an early Saturday to me.
Okay, we
We
celebrate
don't even know
that.
if we'll get that. Yeah. So might not even do one next Saturday because I got a hockey game to go to. So we'll see.
Mhm.
Dean looks so sad to be there. Okay, we'll go with that. Anyways, why thinking about it? Monday we're gonna have on the Facebook Live show. We're gonna have John Catalano on. We don't know if it's gonna be on Facebook or YouTube yet. We'll let you know on the Instagram show.
Mhm.
So if you follow us on Facebook and it's not showing up on Monday, immediately go over to YouTube because it'll be there. I haven't decided yet. We're still figuring it out. But if you notice these RCAs here on the wall, since we had some time today, we cleaned this area up and we have all the new X Series Stinger RCAs on the wall because we're going to be doing the RCA show with John. This is his baby, and we're going to let him inform
Explain.
and talk about RCAs and do all that fun stuff with you.
Correct.
The one thing I thought was, so we've had these in the box. I mean, it's right here. It says his name on it, John Catalano. This was his. He gave it to us a while back.
Yeah.
And we've never gone through it.
No.
And it was like, I went through it today to hang these things up, and I found something that I was like, crap. So they make in the X2 line, they make a 6-channel 9-footer.
6-channel or 9-foot?
No, 6-channel 9-footer. This is like one of our most popular things, and we use these cables because these cables come in 9-footers. So we use these, and we run 3 of them, and I was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
So I'll be buying a lot of these on Monday.
There you go.
I was pretty excited about that. So even we get to learn fun things.
Yeah, exactly.
I
we
want-
find new things.
I want to do a clean install similar to what Dean did in the Camaro with the Alpine PXE. Do you guys know where I can find male and female harnesses for the Bose amplifier on a Mazda 3? No. Yeah, I got nothing. Typically what we do is, it's a Mazda
Metra?
3. So what we do is we just go through harnesses and try to find stuff.
Yeah.
I know behind the radio it's probably going to be the Metra Access DSP harnesses. So it's 2010.
It's a 2010.
Yeah, it'd be tough,
Check.
So here's what you do. The easiest thing to do. Take a picture of the plug.
Yep.
And then go to Metra.
Access.
Or no, go to Metra.
Yeah,
Go to MetraOnline.com. At the top of the page, they have a tab that says catalogs.
Yeah.
Scroll down until you find the Metra catalog, the
So it's
big
got-
Metra catalog. And inside that, they'll have pictures of every harness that they sell. Okay? So you can see if you can match that up to something.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We just do it in the store with the actual wall of harnesses. So when we're trying to find something, we're just looking for fit, not necessarily wire colors, because we'll just repin it to match, so it's not a big deal. But that would be the easiest to do. Since you guys we're not getting out. He's gonna leave. I gotta work till 6:30. It's not like that matters. What's up from Cali? I got my 5-star sticker last week. Ooh, she's sending those out? Didn't even know that. I have a good question. My stereo keeps whining through the speakers. How do I stop it? That's called engine noise. It depends what's causing it. That's the fun. You have to figure it out. It could be a lot of different things. It could be a bad ground. It could be an RCA that's run too close to a power connector. It could be the amplifier itself is something internally wrong with it, or it's just a improperly built amplifier. There's a lot of things that can cause engine noise. It could be the radio and the radio not having a good ground. Engine noise is one of the funnest things to try to fix, and it's just you start somewhere. So, start at the ground. You need a digital multimeter to get in there and make sure you have good continuity between the battery's ground and the ground back at the amplifier. You need to sometimes just as easy as pulling the radio out, draping an RCA across the streets and plugging it back in. Sometimes you can just pick up a simple noise filter from PAC. Was it the LC1 or I don't even know. They make line noise filters. Sometimes you just plug one of those in. It's just a simple ground loop, and boom, it's all gone.
And it's
that's a little $15
yes.
fix. Second battery capacitors. Second battery. Hey guys, I have a 2018 Civic Si. What do I need to install an amplifier? Well, it depends. Does it have the factory premium sound system, or is it the base model sound system? If it's the factory premium sound system, you need a good high level to low level adapter.
LC2I?
Really good high level to low level adapter, because you got to go after the amplifier from that factory subwoofer.
Yeah.
If it's just the standard 4-speaker system, well, then you need a decent high level to low level adapter, like the LP7-2 would work fine. And then you just tap off of the rear speaker and you're good to go there. Yeah.
Second battery, definitely. Not capacitor. Second battery.
Yep.
Second battery is better. Okay. It's a wireless CarPlay. The only difference between the Kenwood, 99.
Okay, not the only difference. That is the main difference. There was also a board upgrade because they had the 5 and the 6. So the Kenwood 5 and 6 series. It's a totally different. It's a full spin up new board. The reason why the 5 didn't get wireless CarPlay is because it didn't have a VSS wire built into it, vehicle speed sense. That's the wire that taps off of the transmission and tells it that it's moving. Apple made that a requirement. So basically we had to revert back to the early 2000s when that was a pain in the butt. We have to do that again now. The only difference is that now we're using smart modules for a lot of these cars, and the VSS wire has worked its way into that, so we're golden there. But because of that, Kenwood actually had to rebuild the whole radio from the ground up to incorporate the VSS wire into the unit. So, yes, physically, I guess, or commercially, the difference would be wireless CarPlay, non-wireless CarPlay. What's up, Jason?
Sorry, Jason.
But internally, they're two totally different animals, totally different things. So, yeah. But yeah, is it the same screen and stuff like that? Yeah, I think so. Why would my audio control Epicenter 1200 amp show input clip before the LC 61200 amp off the same source? Because the Epicenter is affecting the output, maybe? Or the inputs? I mean, I don't know. So, okay. The only thing I can think is that, like, for example, when we're adjusting a Rockford and we adjust the bass boost along with the gain, that totally screws up when the amplifier is going to clip.
Yeah.
So it may be that. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I would have to. It's one of those things you have to get in there and just see what the hell's going on. That's where the RTA becomes real helpful, because you can see what the signal looks like. Hey from Norway.
What's up, Norway?
Best place to ground a 2000 watt and a Ford F-150. 2015.
2015.
The battery.
To the battery.
If it's the aluminum truck, you go to the battery. If it's the steel truck, pick any place. But if it's the aluminum one, battery is your ground. That's it. That's the only ground.
All right.
Run dual 0 gauge.
All right, let's see. Daniel said he always asks and we never answer.
Okay.
When using network mode...
When using network mode on a 4100, the 4100 does not have network mode. Okay. Can I use the front and rear speaker output of the head unit to do active two-way components up front? Thanks. Yeah. So a 4100 doesn't have network mode. That wasn't introduced until later on. The 2300s, the 40... Yeah, the 4400 or 4300, I don't remember what it came out. It was 43 or 44. It was the first to get network mode. The 41 did not have network mode. But yes, if your radio does have network mode, the whole idea behind it is that channels 1 and 2 become the tweeters, and 3 and 4 become the mid-range.
Yeah.
And 5 and 6, which are the subwoofer, stays the subwoofer. The deck amplifier front is the tweeter. The deck amplifier rear is the mid-range. When it is in network mode, the Bluetooth calling comes out of channels rear or channels 3 and 4. And that's how that works. So, yes.
DS211, nice, man. You just got that. KS, the Kicker KS series, they're awesome. They're really nice.
I'll go with what he said. Kicker is good. Thoughts on DS18 audio? Thinking of getting a complete setup for my truck. Go for it. I mean, why not?
Yes. What do you think about adding the epicenter to the EDM? Have a deeper bass?
Always.
Definitely, you're gonna have more bass.
I mean, it's just gonna get crazy.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I need your help.
Hello.
Hi, Haley. We are live right now.
Oh, yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I'll step outside for a minute. You continue answering the show.
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
Hi. How do I send this?
Jason, say hi, Haley.
Hi, Haley.
All right, what's going on? Let's see over here. Are you guys a wholesaler or not? We sell a lot of product for a lot of car stereos around us. So, I mean, yeah. If you need anything, just give Paul a call and he can send you or mail you or sell you whatever he needs. NEX. Let's see. Hang on. What is the question about the parking sensors? Pioneer NEX models or the Alpine Halo 9? It depends. Depends what features you're looking for. Of course, the Halo 9, it's a 9-inch big screen. The NEX radio, of course, is just gonna get until the 7-inch. That's it.
You just saved the day.
What happened?
I don't know. Keep talking.
Yeah. So it depends what kind of features you're actually looking for.
I love his
I like
name.
the NEX.
I still love that name. Every time I see that, it makes me
Which
laugh.
one?
I can't afford JL Audio. I love
Yeah.
that name. Big fan of the Epicenter. Way to go. Totally.
Yeah. All right. Is audio control matrix good for
Matrix.
matrix increasing volts to 300 watts?
3,000.
3,000.
You're having
watt
a tough
system?
time.
Yeah.
On the
On the
factory
Radio
radio
Silverado.
and the Silverado. So,
Matrix.
okay. So the Matrix is what's built into. The Matrix is an older piece, but the technology is the opposite of what the Epicenter was. So the Matrix was for the highs,
Okay.
more or less. The DSP is the updated version of the Matrix. Essentially, the question is, do I need a line driver off of like a factory radio? And it all kind of falls into, well, how much voltage are we trying to get out of this factory radio? So I don't know what he's coming out of, but a factory radio, if we're doing high level into something, you have 10 volts of output, okay, going into a high level to low level converter or going into the amplifier. If you're going directly out of the factory radio into the amplifier via the radio's built-in high-level to low-level adapter, that's 10 volts going into that amplifier. Okay, there's nothing there that's going to make it any better. That's a lot, but we're not, because more than likely there's going to be some form of line level. There's going to be some form of DSP. There's going to be something in there. So if the Matrix is your high-level to low-level adapter, then yeah, that's fine. Go for it. But that's really where they're at. I mean, I don't, the size of the amplifier is meaningless to that. I mean, if whatever amplifier you have, you give it whatever it can take as an input via low level, and then that's all it can do. It's not like you're going to get more than 3,000 watts out of it.
Right.
An amplifier puts out X amount of power. Yeah. The gain matches the output voltage of whatever you have going into it.
Correct.
That provides X amount of power out of the amplifier. So it's like, if the amplifier has an input section that is between, let's say, 1 volt and 5 volts, just to keep this simple, okay? And it puts out at desired ohm load this amount of power.
Yes.
Okay. If I hit that voltage input from my source unit, I'm going to get that power.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all there is to it. Now, there's a bunch of other things that happen depending on what the battery voltage is, what the speaker's doing as far as the resistance on the amplifier. But as far as the input is concerned, you've matched it, you've given it 2 volts, you set the gain to 2 volts. The rest of the stuff is just going to be what it is.
Right.
You're not going to get any more out of that amplifier.
No.
The only thing is now you've introduced an opportunity to create more noise because you've gone from source to source to source into the amplifier. So, but yeah, like Christian loves his Phoenix Gold line driver.
Yes.
Makes no sense to me why he keeps using it other than to blow up amplifiers.
He blew the amplifier.
He blew up
Correct.
the amplifier
that's
because
right.
it couldn't take it. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Hang on, James, real quick. Yes, you can give a call. You can call Paul at the store if you are inside the U.S. He can sell you whatever you want.
Oh, there's your favorite right there. It says, "Hey, he's got a 1968 Beetle.
Oh.
What sort of speakers would be best in for it?" Okay, so Mark, I'm gonna tell you to go over to Stereo Kings. Okay, on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's Fro's house. He did a bug last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Remember he did.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So go check out that video, and then if you have any questions, ask Fro.
Yeah.
From Stereo King. So he's the guy that's going to be in the video talking. He's on here all the time. But he's the guy. He's done one of those sooner or more recently than I have. So I would ask him. He's going to be your guy you want to talk to. So, boom, there you go.
Jason, you up?
I like this one. I Can't Afford Jail as a joke for you guys. I love that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
What's the difference between Hertz Milli Pro and Audison Voce? Well, okay, so we were just at training with Ken Ward, who is Audison Hertz or Electromedia brings in to do DSP training. We had Lance Doss, the boss, on the show Monday. Yeah. And when talking to Lance, and of course everyone else that we've had the pleasure, it just seems like behind the scenes it was just like this audio control week. I'm sorry, Audison Hertz week for us because it was like we were just boom, boom, boom. It was a 66 sounded amazing. It was close enough.
There you go.
But it's not like they ever changed the thing. Anyways, so the best way to describe them that they kind of agreed with me on this was when you look at the Hertz line and you look at the Audison line, they're both really amazing lines. Audison is going to be your wine and cheese. Hertz is going to be your beer and pretzels. Okay? So this guy is going for more. Now, keep in mind, they're both. We're already top shelf in it here, so we're not like we're getting Pabst Blue Ribbon. All right, we're getting the good stuff, whatever that might be, because I don't drink.
Right.
So using an alcohol analogy for me is lost a little bit, but you kind of get the idea of where we're going with this.
Yeah.
More discriminate, sitting in your car. Woo! Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of the difference. Now, what we like to think of them, because we do more Hertz Audison. We do more Hertz than we do Audison as far as like the Voce and stuff are concerned. Like we do the Prima stuff, which is great. We mainly do that because it's an affordable high-end brand, and by affordable high-end brand is kind of the full sentence, so it's not like it's affordable. It's an affordable high-end brand. Yeah. Anyways, whereas the Hertz is more on the affordable side.
It's beer and chicken wings.
Beer and chicken wings, exactly.
Like that.
So, the neat thing about Hertz is the 3 lines that we carry, as you guys know, are Focal, Morel, and Hertz right in the middle. And the reason why Hertz falls right in the middle is because I like to look at Focal as the loudest alternative that we have that sounds amazing. So we're talking about 3 exotic speakers. We're not talking about louds. We're not talking about like oohs. We're not talking about that. What we're talking about is quality sound. So someone that comes in, they want that really amazingly bright, high frequency, that's total control. Right. That's going to be your Focal. On the opposite side of the coin, you have somebody that wants that really loud but yet smooth sounding tweeter. that's not ringing in their ears and it isn't going to give them a headache, if they're high frequency intolerable like myself, then you have morale. And then you have that guy that's right in between. He doesn't want to be like, but he doesn't want to be like, ooh. Then you have you have the Milli Pros and that whole line of speakers and the Hertz. Mm-hmm. Whereas it's a soft dome tweeter, but it's treated in a way that it's really loud. It's not this loud, and it's not that soft. So it's like that perfect kind of right in the middle happy guy to go with. So if we have somebody that just comes in and they're just like, here, there you go. Mm-hmm. And that's how that works out. Voce sounds a bit better in my opinion. And there again, that's the choice. And that opinion at the very end is what makes any speaker sound good.
Yeah.
Because you listen to it and you use your, like, and then you discriminate it appropriately and you say, this is the one that I like. And then you're happy.
Lori Fox, if you want to know about difference on RCAs versus the cheap and expensive one, you should watch the Monday show with John Catalano.
From PAC.
We're going to talk about
Global.
all
Stinger.
about it.
Stinger. We should say it's from Stinger.
Stinger.
Yeah, that's why we've changed the wall back here. We have all these RCAs up because he's coming in. And we're going to do the RCA show as promised. So we're going to have all the cool fun and excitement and talk about RCAs and why you shouldn't spend $5 on an RCA. You should probably spend a little bit more. It's going to be fun.
Wow. Daniel still have one acoustic RTA too.
Oh yeah, he does.
That's pretty cool.
He sent me a picture of it yesterday. He says he was the cool kid.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no. So power. All right, well, hold on. 2070 Dodge Charger, 5-inch bass radio, best option in your opinion for adding highs and sub amp, and having some sort of tuning capable of DSR1. So I don't. Okay. 5-inch bass radio.
Okay, we still do podcasts. We haven't done that.
We
but
suck at it.
We've
been sucking.
Yes.
Dude. Okay, head over to maestro.com for your Chrysler and see if the DCH3 is compatible with that particular radio. It might not be. If it is, I don't think it is, but that would be the thing you'd want to check. If it is, perfect. Get this. This will allow you to plug the DSR1 into it. If it's not compatible with it, then life is going to get interesting. I honestly, at that point, you're going to need load resistors, so you're going to want to pick up a set of the Kicker load resistors. I can't think of what it's called. Kicker load.
Lock.
No, Kiss Lock is the RCA. Kiss Load 4.
Yeah.
Kiss Load 4 is the load resistors. You're going to need the Kiss Load 4 load resistors. Mm-hmm. You could probably pick up the harness from Access for the DSP, their DSP harness that they sell, which is metronline.com. And then it should only have 4-channel output, so you're good to go with the DSR1 high level into it. But it has signal sense on the factory radio, so when you disconnect the speakers, sound shuts off. So you need the load resistors to wake it back up. Stinger X, yes.
Right here.
Okay, what do we got?
Hang on, right here. Would the LC7i be good for the 2018 Civic SI with a premium sound system? And is there anything at least? No.
No, it's not. Not if you have a 2018
with the premium.
With the premium sound system, it's got a factory subwoofer in the back. So the last. Okay, so the last one. All right, so it depends. Well, okay. I don't remember what year it was.
Which one? The
Civic. So if it's the Civic with the amplifier on the driver's side of the car, okay, meaning if it's the Civic with the premium sound with the amplifier and the driver's footwell, that's a variable voltage output. You don't need any high level to low level adapter. You just solder some RCAs on. We actually have a video on that. It is. I don't know what the name of the actual individual is, but if you go to my trusted tech submission for this year, it is inside of that video. The what I'm talking about, we actually go ahead and we took that from the previous video, and it's inside that. And you can see it's that Civic. You can see that. Now, if it's the Civic that has the newer dash that has the amplifier in the passenger footwell, that is not variable voltage output. and you have to go after the amplifier. And if you go after the amplifier, it is a channel for each speaker that is in the car. So the tweeter's on a channel, the mid is on a channel, the rear's on a channel, the sub is on a channel. So you have 6, 8, 9. So you need a bigger, you'd need like the LC8 to do that. So fun there. All right, that's that.
Right here, what is this?
Does 4 volts really make a difference, or no? 4 volts really does. Twice as much signal, half as much noise.
There you go.
Hey guys, what is the ETN? It's out. It started shipping yesterday, this week. So the MTF1 kit, you can hold it up.
Yeah.
I just walked over there to get it. I'm assuming. For those of you guys don't know, this is the MTF1. We have the beta dash kit version. We put one of these in an F-150. This is out, and the Durango kit is out. You didn't grab that one. Both of those started shipping this week. So you should be able to find them. You will not find them online anywhere. You'll have to go to an actual dealer to get them. This is the Dodge Durango. So if you have a 2013 to 2019 Dodge Durango, boom, there you go. You're all set. You can rock on with this. But both those kits started shipping. The advantage of the MTF1 is that you get to retain all your cool stuff. Just go check the video out. We have that up. Audison DSP or audio control.
Ooh.
Is it your first DSP? If it's the first DSP you've ever played with, yeah, I would probably go audio control. What I would do, and this is what we tell everyone, and I repeat myself over and over again, both of the softwares you can download to your laptop. Head over to the both sites, download the software, and see which one you can figure out. Now, the nice thing about the audio control is the audio control will do Windows or Mac.
Yeah.
And if you buy the Bluetooth dongle, you can kind of use an iPad. I say kind of because it's kind of slow and annoying.
This is brand new, Johnny. What are you talking about?
This one
This is
falling
brand
apart.
new.
Yeah, it was a bad print. They
Yeah.
screwed up. Yeah, don't even get me started. Anyways, so there are two different thought processes there. So definitely go over and play with both their softwares first. If it is your first and you're doing high level, I can tell you the audio control is probably going to be easier because it has built-in RTAs into it. So you can see your signal coming in, you can see your signal going out, and you can see the signal with the EQ done to it, which makes things a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. They also put things on pages so you don't have to just be overwhelmed with everything on one page. So that is kind of neat. Explain the purpose of acoustic foam being behind the door. Speaker, I installed it with Fast Rings kit, although didn't seem to make much difference. Please teach. So, do we have pieces?
I have some pieces in there, yeah.
So this is the back part. Do we have the
Yeah,
front
I
part?
have. You grab the bag.
We got a lot of those.
I know.
We got a lot of those. This works. Alright, so when you get a Fast Ring,
Yeah.
it comes with 3 pieces, which here is 2. It comes with this, what they call the acoustic plug. It comes with the back ring.
Okay.
Is that a full
There
one?
you go.
Yeah, but
this is a full one.
Yeah, but it's a 6x9.
I know, but
that,
like-
that one's kind of thin.
Yeah,
I get the
never
idea.
mind,
Okay. Anyways, so then they have the outer ring. So the outer ring, when you mount the speaker here, and then this marriages up with the door panel, what that's designed to do is take all the acoustic energy off of the speaker and force it through the grill on the car, just like the factory does. When you pull your door panel off, usually there's a foam ring on the speaker itself. Like this right here. There's a foam ring on the speaker itself, and then the door marriages up with this, okay? And all the sound off of that cheap factory speaker is pushed through the door. So the Fast Ring, because your baffle that you're going to be using isn't going to be this thick. It's going to be maybe a 1/2 inch, maybe a 1/4 inch. So now you're going to have a gap. So that means that the sound is going to roll all around. We don't want that. We want to make sure all the acoustic energy comes into the car through the grill. Yay. Now, the back side of it. So we put the piece of foam on the back side of it. Well, it does a couple different things. It will help environment, so when the rain comes down, even though this is an open cell foam, rain comes down and it rolls off, because after all, it's not Niagara Falls in your door. It is just
rain.
Just rain, all
Little
right?
bit
This
of
is,
rain.
oh my God, the factory used open cell foam too. Anyways, so it'll cause the rainwater to roll off, but what it's also doing is also focusing that back wave of the speaker, which is trying to go this way and that way, into the acoustic plug, which is the third portion of it, which is this guy right here. And all that is trying to do is prevent vibration from happening in the door itself. So those sound waves hit this foam in the back, and the foam absorbs the vibration. That's it. The back wave isn't really for like sound per se, it's more for vibration. The front piece is the most important. The back stuff is just like whipped cream with a cherry. So, all right. There we go.
As soon as we have the 2019 Nissan Sentra, yeah, we can do a video.
Hey, from Germany.
Yeah.
What's up from the Pacific Northwest?
Ooh, what's going on?
Opinion on the Pioneer 8704. Anything better for the price? I like the Kenwood.
The Kenwood?
I like the
By
Kenwood.
China?
I got shirt design is purple. Oh, that's cool. I like the Kenwoods.
Okay.
I mean, at that same price.
Okay.
If I do big three, where I need to connect the cable that come from alternator to battery or to Optima battery. So typically when you're doing what they call the big three or the big four or whatever the hell you want to call it, ground side is from battery ground to frame, chassis, from there to block, from block back to battery. It's just the circle of life. Now, for the power side, you come off the alternator and go directly to the battery itself. I like to fuse between the two because, yeah, pretty obvious.
Yeah.
It needs a fuse. And that's it. That's all you do. Hey, from South Africa.
What's
hey,
up
guys.
from Oregon?
What amp and sub do you guys recommend for loud sound and good bass? All of them. It depends.
A B1.
You know, I mean, a 2,000 watt amp with a Orion HCCA 12, ported box slammed in your car, boom! Or a Rockford P300 12, self-amplified, easy to install. There's a variety of lots of things that go into that. You know,
It depends, like,
what kind of bass
loud.
do you want? You
Like,
know, what is your idea of loud? Some guys' idea of loud are a wall of 415. Some guys' idea of loud is 1/8 sitting underneath the back seat of a pickup truck.
I like 2.6s.
So there's a lot that goes into that question. There's, you know, what type of music are you trying to use? I mean, you know, I don't want the boomity boom bass, someone keeps telling me. So it's okay. I don't know.
Like it?
I like it, but I don't have it right now because I can't get around to putting the sub in my car.
Hey guys, I'm from the Bronx. I just got a new car, 2019 Honda HR-V. Got work done. Do not like the crappy work. How can I get work like you guys from the Bronx? Coming over here.
No, God, no! Don't drive from the Bronx.
No, I mean
that's art. There are plenty of really nice guys in New York. There's no question about it because I subscribe to most of them because that's Artie's territory.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people there that do amazing work. Okay, so the easiest thing I've found is you go to Instagram and you type in the city you live in, and Car Stereo has hashtags. Because most of the time, what these installers do, myself included, is I hashtag where I live. That way you can search that way. Search those things, car audio and car stereo, and the place you live, and see if anything comes up that looks good. And then call that guy.
Facebook. A lot of people do go Facebook, so.
There's a lot of installers on Facebook, which is funny, because I guess we're the last people to be using that. Thank you guys so much. I guess I was looking for a noticeable difference with speaker because I'm not happy with the new one installed. Maybe I may have to get different speakers. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Or power. Most people worry that it's the speaker that's causing the issue. And I can tell you from experience, it's not the speaker most of the time, it's the power. Or it's the source. We grab a Toyota, okay? The Toyota comes in, and we always tell you got a Toyota and you can replace the radio, because they just do so much crap with all-pass filters and crossovers and... Okay? The speakers don't suck. The source sucks, okay? So we can pull that radio out, we can put a new radio in, put a lamp in there, add a little crossover action, salt and pepper, and boom. And it's like a totally different thing, and all we've done is replace the things that have sucked. So people will come in and they'll be like, I want new speakers. Okay. Paul sells them new speakers. Here you go. And they're like, oh, really, you know, what were you hoping for? You're feeding it the same signal. You're giving it the same power. Power. Power is the key. Power makes everything louder. Power makes everything easier. If you have 18 watts and you give it 50, guess what? Things are going to be a lot easier to do.
Mm-hmm.
So don't necessarily run out and get new speakers. Run out and get power. Now, if you've already got power and it sounds like crap, well, then look at the source unit. What are you feeding it with? Is it something like a factory radio or is it an aftermarket radio? Did you get the cheapest Pioneer radio they make for, $200? Well, that could be the problem. Because, after all, sound starts where?
Source.
The source. If your source sucks, everything else is going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
So the desire to buy the cheapest source unit you can, I don't understand. Everyone's like, oh, I got this killer deal for $299 on this radio. It's like, cool. What are you going to play over it? Or you're the opposite side of the coin. You go and buy the most expensive radio you can, and you play Pandora over your cell phone on low res, and then you complain.
What's up from Paraguay?
So yeah, there's two sides of it. It's
Right.
it's that nice balance in the middle. Buy the right radio, figure out what source you're going to use, and then power, speaker, go. Yay.
All right, hey guys, lost my door chimes in a 2016 F-150 non-Sony.
Yeah.
Using audio control, D 4.800, high level with the LGDs.
Any advice?
Huh.
So what it is, it's a load issue. The LGD really doesn't. You shouldn't have lost them. They should have just reverted to the dash. They should be coming out of the center of the dash. If they're not coming out of the dash, then there's something wrong. Because what they got, that was a big thing with Ford. That if you disconnected anything, the chimes reverted to a piezo sensor in the dash that makes the dinging sound. Now, if you want the cool sound to come back, the LGD just doesn't provide enough of a load to retain that. So you're going to want to add load resistors. I would probably just pick up, there again, the KISS, or the new Kicker load resistor bank, the KISS Load 4, and try that. That should solve the issue. The LGD is just there to smooth out the Class D amplifier that's built in the radio and take away the high frequency hiss. So you could actually do both. It's not a big deal. We've done both.
Let's see. Michael said,
What high-res audio player do you use or recommend? Right now, I don't have one. Just get the content. I mean, so for car audio, if you have an iPad, you can use an iPad with the Onkyo app and stream the high-res directly into the player. All right, so you can do the Onkyo app. All right, so if you're trying to do portable, Onkyo app on an iPad, get the, because you have to use the camera kit, the USB kit. So out of there, into the USB kit, out of the USB kit to a Dragonfly, out of the Dragonfly into a nice set of headphones. And there you go. High-res music,
all
easy.
the way.
Or you can spend like $1,500 and get a Bowers and Winkle or whatever the hell it's called. I can never remember that name. They sent it to me too, and I didn't want to give it back, but I did. Sony high-res RSX. Well, yeah, that's the radio. So, but still, like if you get the GS9, then you still have to have something to play the music.
High-res.
So and also Focal or Moscone, one of those two, Orca, has the high-res Bluetooth player. Is a Moscone's high-res Bluetooth player that they make that is unbelievable. So what you do at that point is you have your iPad paired to that using the Onkyo app, and it is unreal Bluetooth. God, yes. Like we were both sitting in the car. It's funny, at different times we both said the same thing to Nick Wingate. He's like, I go, are you using an iPad to play music? Really? Bluetooth? He goes, shut up and listen. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And I was like, oh, damn, what are those?
Dude,
hey, I need one of these, like, now. And then Fernando did the same thing because we were laughing about it after the fact. He goes, dude, did you hear that Bluetooth coming out of there? I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's insane. So, it's like, wow.
And high-res amps. Okay, listen. Slow it down with the whole high-res thing, okay? Is it better? Yes. Is okay? So, somebody brought up an interesting question.
Good. Yes, that was a good one.
Somebody brought up a real interesting question the other day about high-res, and up until this point, I hadn't even thought about it. Now, I'm going to start with this by saying, since we're going to go down high-res, we'll just say
high-res whole?
Does high-res sound better? answer is yes. Okay, it does. It sounds amazing. Hey, from Michigan. Sounds wonderful. It is a noticeable difference. Okay, we're just gonna get that off the table. I don't care whether you believe it or not. It does sound better. Boom. I don't care. Yeah. Now, here's where it got funny. He brought up an interesting point, and I had to sit there and think. And I was like, and I naturally, when it comes to anything that is so audio related that it's like, ooh, I need to take this over to my wine and cheese friend, I go to Jeff Smith, because if he is the most wine and cheesy guy I know. High-res tweeters, all the way. So I said, hey, someone brought up an interesting question that I really liked. And it was, so an RTA goes from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. A DSP, now there are some that don't. Apparently the Helix goes higher. But pretty much other than that, DSP goes from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. We only have the ability to tune 20. From those 20 to 20. Nothing above it. And obviously high res doesn't go below it, so that doesn't matter. So all this high res stuff that we have, so if we did a Kenwood high res radio or a Sony high res radio and we bought the high res speakers, the high res amplifier, blah, 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 blah. Okay, high res. We have no way to tune it. We have no way to look at it. We don't have a microphone. We don't have an RTA. We don't have any of that stuff to where we can go and boom, there we go. Because yeah.
You only have the 20 to 20, that's it.
It's 20 to 20. 8 to 12 goes high res, all that. Exactly, so that's the Helix. So Helix, their internals can do it and their visual will show it, but other than that, I don't know who else does. And there again, I have no tool, and I have all of them, it seems like, that can even look at it. So, and I don't know if REW goes up that high. I don't even know if Andy's microphone is calibrated to go past that. It probably isn't, seeing how he's so against it. So, I'm just saying. So we could tune everything up to 20,000 hertz, and then we can't do diddly squat after that. Yeah. Kind of funny, right? Kind of reminds me of home audio. We get in our house, we put a little microphone, we hit the little button, it goes, and then it's like, done. Can't do anything else.
Yeah.
You know, so there again, not opposed of high res, really like it when done properly, but slow it down. Now the other thought occurred to me the other day, and I've said this before on here, is I was sitting in my car, I was sitting at a stoplight, I got my Alpine DSP rocking, got it tuned in really nice right now, which kind of sucks because I need to pull it out and put the ARC amp in there, and then the Forza, but that's a whole other story. And no mic can do that, exactly. No. And I was listening to some PM Dawn, that's right, I was going retro, and he was singing, it was sounding good. I have a center channel, and I have it all tuned. It doesn't have an up mixer, oh my god no, and it still sounds good. I was just loving the way it sounded, and then I took off. And I was listening to it at a low level, because I don't like listening to it loud when I'm driving, because usually I have a headache. And my car, and I was like, oh, what the shit. And I'll cuss because it's what it did. And I was like, dang, alright, how is high res even gonna matter? You know?
Yeah.
So, if I'm sitting in a parking lot, heck yeah, it's PM Dawn. If I'm sitting in a parking lot and I'm doing what we do, or we're sitting in here and we're tuning a car, and we're getting it to like, ooh, magical, yeah. As soon as I go 55 miles an hour trying to make the jump to light speed or cruise into, 1982 or whatever it was, Back to the Future style, 88 miles an hour, which I will never do, boom, it's lost. It's all gone. It's all bye-bye. So, we need to breathe a little bit here in car audio and just make stuff that sounds really good, okay? It doesn't have to be, like, if any of you guys live in Louisville, Kentucky, or anywhere around Louisville, Kentucky this weekend, I strongly suggest you go out and check out the finals, the audio finals that are happening there right now, because it's awesome. That's where Jeff is this weekend. For the rest of us, if you're anywhere here in Florida, I'm going to go to Slam Fest tomorrow, which is totally the opposite side of the tracks, and we're going to be doing stuff loud and doing some crazy stuff out there. So I'll be there tomorrow going loud, just doing loud. And
make it play louder.
Oh my God! I just got manhandled by a set of tweeters. So, it's car audio. Let's all have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it loud, play it louder. Exactly. So anyways,
So it says.
hi from Istanbul. If it's not audible past 20,000, no sense in tuning those frequencies. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but so
anyway, it's probably a marketing.
it's not a marketing thing. I can tell you right now, it's not a marketing thing. And until you, there again, we'll go back to the wine and cheese thing for just a second, and we'll go back to sitting in a car. Did you see my question on the RR versus RR2? No, I didn't, but I'll come back to that. So we're sitting in John Schneid's new F Raptor. He's got a new Raptor.
Yeah.
Guys out in Orlando did an amazing job on it. Nick Wingate came into town because he's the rep for Orca, which is Moscone, Focal, Illusion, Gladen. And it has the full Utopia M speaker package in it. They built these A-pillars, just wow, A-pillars with lights and carbon fiber, and they're probably $2,000 A-pillars. It's insane.
Probably more.
Yeah, probably more.
Yeah, it's more. You can type again the question because I can go back again.
Yeah, you can't go back any further. Anyways, the point is John gets in the truck and he starts playing his title, and I'm like, this sounds terrible. I mean, it legit sounded like crap. I'm like, what are we listening to, man? They need to rebuild these pillars because the tweeters are the mid-range are going to here, and it sounds like garbage. And he goes, wait a minute.
Don't move.
Don't move.
There.
Stay. Nick comes back in. What the hell? What's the problem? I go, sounds like shit. He goes, what's he playing, that title crap? I'm like, okay. I mean, yeah. 5 minutes of dinking around, getting his iPad paired up, and he goes, play. And he's like, tell me what you think now. Okay, and I was like, whoa. So we're playing a full 192. I'm gonna sneeze.
No, you're not.
I am. 192 with all the bits, going crazy. Wow. And I was like, oh, okay, that's different. Problem solved. Source sucked. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's high res. It's playing well beyond anything I can hear. Did I notice the difference? Immediately. Immediately it sounded way better. So, moral to the story is, yeah, it might be fake. It might be voodoo. It might be moonshine. It might be the elixir off of the, hey! It might be a cure for what ails you. But I can tell you right now, when you get that file and you're listening to it on a good system or a great system, mine will be blown.
It is.
No tweeter in the rear. There should be, yeah, I'm not a big fan of a really bright tweeter in the rear. I like sound behind me, but not a ton.
Somebody say Twitter that's not bright.
Yeah,
for sound.
I mean, most of the time for the rear, I put a bandpass crossover on it and totally shut the tweeter down. So I'll typically cross it over and just play the mid-range.
All right, we have the RR question.
I get a good discount on Maestro RR from work. However, we don't sell the RR2. No one does. Do you think the RR2 will be worth $100 more? Three major things that the RR2 will provide for you when it becomes available. It's going to provide you with 3 EXT outputs, okay? And those EXT outputs are programmable to do different things. Like right now, if you saw the video, I have the one EXT shutting off my audio system when I put it in reverse in order to shut it down. Talking with McNulty last night, an RR2 would have saved his bacon because he could have had it simply follow the turn signals to activate left and right cameras for the 2 cameras. So there's a follow feature on it to where you can just have it look at things like a door opening or a car not moving or something like that. So there's a lot of EXT. It's not just a button. It actually will do programmable things. So if you need those 3 EXTs, think of like an alarm. That's going to be the big thing. Yeah. Secondly, it's going to be Bluetooth flashable, so you won't have to plug it into your laptop. There again, that's not going to happen within the next it's going to be 6 months away, so that's not like an immediate thing.
Like tomorrow.
And what was the third thing? There was 3 things. You can add the radar detector.
Right.
Which Escort?
Escort.
You can add the Escort radar detector into it for full integration, and it's pretty cool. I'm playing with that right now, so that's why we don't have a video on it yet, because I've never had a radar detector, so I'm figuring out how all that fun works. So you'll be able to integrate into your Kenwood or JVC for full functionality.
Now, if you don't care about those
if you don't care about those 3 things, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know,
RR. That's it.
just go with the RR. It'll give you the integration. And, you know, yay. Good evening. I'm off to work for the night. That sucks, but have fun.
Should I use the crossovers? Hang on. Where is it?
I don't know.
Should I use the crossover on my Exelon 706S on my Rockford T Series 150? 100.
No, that's the 1501 or the 604 MI19 RAM. It's your system. That means you're going to know how to set it up. I would use the crossovers in the radio. However, there's no reason to not put a crossover on at the amplifier as just if someone ever drives your stuff. Now, if no one ever drives your stuff, no. There's no reason to do them at the amp. Now, when we install a system, we will use the ones at the amplifier. Because most of the time our amplifiers in places no one's going to touch them, and we don't have to worry about it. We can dial it all in at the amplifier and good to go. But in reality, you want to use whichever crossover is better. Most of the time, the one on the radio has more options available to you. So it'll have 6, 12, 18, 24, but it's predefined crossover points. As long as one of those points is exactly what you want, then you're good. I live in Virginia, the only state that the radar detector is illegal.
It's illegal. So,
And-
RR it is!
There you go. Honestly, the 3XTs were the thing that kind of like sold me
Right.
on the RR2
Yeah.
that I'm having
Yeah,
the most
exactly.
fun with. For me, though, it's like I just haven't figured out what I want to do with them.
Like what they say, trigger some of the cameras. That's pretty cool deal. That's nice.
The cameras, there's a lot of things you can
Yeah.
It's going to be neat to just see what people come up with for them. Because it's like,
there's a lot of options.
you have a problem, which installers
You can
typically
pick
run a problem.
whatever
you can find
yeah.
solutions for those
I
problems.
have a 201 Honda Civic. Oh, I'm guessing it's 2001.
Or-
Honda Civic,
yeah.
yes.
I bought the Alpine X components. Where should I put the tweeter in the back pillar? Why would you put them in the back?
No, if you buy a component.
If I had a Honda Civic, and it didn't come with a premium sound package, I would immediately go online, probably to eBay, or I'd go to my local Honda dealer and buy the sail panel tweeter mounts for the Honda Civic. Okay. Now, if I had crappy analog mirrors that got in the way, well, those would have to disappear. But I would buy the sail panels and put them there. Use the trigger to open the garage door on the R2. That was actually a thought, but I have a better thing I use that, which I can't talk about because then people will know. But anyways, I'm just saying James Bond. We'll leave it at that.
That's a James Bond.
Early stream today. Yeah, Fernando's going to dip out. He's got some family stuff he wants to do, so
Sorry.
that's what it is. I watched your video. It was very
good.
good. I'm just not familiar with EXTs. And there again, so the idea behind it, they don't call them EXTs. They have whatever the hell I call them in there that they made me call them because they were like, they're these. And I was like, okay. But
That's
yeah.
what you call that.
So one other thing I want to talk about, since we're talking about RRs, and this was an interesting thing that got brought up the other night, or last night specifically when I was talking with McNulty on the phone. He's a big Sony dealer. Like, they sell Sony above everything. They don't sell anything else. Everything gets a Sony radio. Sony only has one radio that is RR compatible, and by RR compatible meaning that the gauges and whatnot will appear on the radio. The car information gets controlled through the radio. And I was like, yeah, because I was saying, an RR2 would have fixed the issue he's having. It doesn't matter, the RR2 is not available for him yet. But he was like, oh, well, I would never buy that because I sell Sony. And I was like, what does that mean? Most people don't understand that an RR can be used as a standalone module. And now you're saying, so for example, if you go buy we had an instance where Paul, there again, the sales guy, didn't even know this, which I thought was funny. He booked a Ford Flex or Fusion. Was it a Flex?
That was a Flex.
Okay. For an install. He goes on the internet and he looks and he finds that Metra's the only one that makes a harness for it. I'm like, that's not true. iData makes the harness for it. He goes, oh, we're doing a Sony. And I was like, there again, doesn't matter. It could be a standalone unit. Okay? Now, what are the advantages of using an RR as a standalone unit? First off, steering wheel controls. So you download their cool app. When you're flashing unit, you set your steering wheel controls up. So you can literally, here's a picture of the steering wheel. here's the options that you have. Pick
Right.
one.
Yeah.
So if you want volume up to be track up because you've always hated the position for it, you just tell it track up. If you want volume 1 to be Siri, push to talk, or Android talk, you can do
program
that.
it.
You literally have a drop-down menu. You can program each button, and then when you hit flash, it's done. There's no like after the fact trying to program something. If something doesn't work, you know it's gonna work. It's done. It's cool.
Yeah.
So, you know, you still get all your what they call nav outputs. So your VSS, your emergency brake, emergency brake, your lights, your reverse.
Yeah.
It's all still there.
Everything is there.
It's still it's still the only thing you don't get is that data connection that comes out of it and puts the car information on here. So it still does still does all the same stuff. It just takes the guesswork out of it because it's yay. So something to keep in mind: just because your radio can't do the meters and the gauges and all that fun stuff, that doesn't mean you can't use an RR. And it doesn't mean you can't use an RR too.
Right. Limited on space, so planning on getting the kicker key amp, it's better to go with the RCA inputs or cut and use the speaker wire inputs on the amplifier.
Well, if you have RCA outputs, use the RCA. If you have a radio with RCAs, go RCA into it. If you're going high level, cut them off. You know, cut them off so you can solder them back on. I mean, they're pretty long, so just cut them, and then if you need to, solder them back on. But we would cut them off. If we're going high level into it, they're gone. There was a funny one here that I saw. Audio control as far AR.
Oh yeah.
AR
When it's
capability.
coming,
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
I don't know what's gonna happen there. They still haven't been able to get that to work right. So
Maybe in the future, like future.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say if you have an audio control device, just probably gonna need to go Amp Pro. So see if they make an Amp Pro for it. If they do, just go Amp Pro and call it a day. There's a lot of things happening this coming up year that will be fun, that we get to talk about more later on this year, that these two manufacturers are just doing this with, and has these things pan out. See, the thing you have to keep in mind about, like, we'll call it Amp Pro, meaning the ability to integrate and give your factory stereo preamp section, okay? There's two things that are happening now that are totally amazing. But there's something that you as the consumer aren't doing, and that is buying it because you don't understand the technology behind it because it's freaking confusing. So in that same breath, you have something like this guy right here, the DCH3. The DCH3, just like there's the Pack Amp Pro version of it, is designed to connect to a Dodge Chrysler vehicle with an 8-inch touchscreen that is not premium sound, meaning it doesn't have Beats, it doesn't have Infinity, it doesn't have Alpine, it doesn't have any of that crap. It's basic, okay? What they found is that 8-inch screen doesn't change when they add the amplifier. They just flash the software differently. So this and an Amp Pro or an AR and a DSR1 or whatever, or the Amp Pro, when those go in, they reflash the radio to tell it is a factory premium sound system. Boom, 20 to 20 out of the radio, preamp section, life is good, none of the BS, none of none of it. It all works wonderfully, okay? Now, the problem is it's confusing, meaning it works on a Dodge, and that's the only car right now. Oh, wait, the Amp Pro will work on a Chevy that doesn't have Bose if you flick dip switch 3. Toyotas, nothing if it's not amplified. So you just, okay, well, I have a Toyota that isn't amplified. All right, well, there's no Amp Pro for that. So there's certain codes that haven't been cracked yet. Ford is kind of the same way. If you're a person that is into ForeScan, there's a lot of things you can do with the Ford radio with ForeScan.
A lot of people are just scared for that.
Is doing strange things like telling it it's a premium sound system. Something like that might be coming in the future that's just simple plug and play. But the problem in all of it is it's confusing. There's not one person that understands it that well. I mean, I do, but I'm not at everyone's retail store to explain it to these guys. So everyone always goes they buy an LP7 or they buy an LC7i, and they go, I got an LC7i, and it's like, that's not going to work, or that's the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So it's a confusing thing. Now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to go to people like iData, we're trying to go to people like Pack, and we're like, we need more Amp Pros, we need more of this AR stuff. And they're going, yeah, but we're not making a ton of money on it yet. We know, but it's an evolving thing. Just like smart harnesses sucked, and they didn't want to make them because they were expensive, and they weren't making a lot of money on them. Now they make more amp integration harnesses. I got 50 of them on the wall over there in the retail store, and it's like they're making tons of money off of them. Well, this is the next evolution of it, and they're having a hard time grasping the concept, just like we're having a hard time selling you guys on the concept of, hey, better sound. Buy this. Oh well, it's all going to get better. And that's fun. All right, listen, guys. This was an early show. Thanks so much for tuning in today and catching the early show. Fernando's going to dip out of here and go hang out at the beach for the weekend. I'm going to be at Slam Fest tomorrow in Tampa. So if any of you guys are going to be in Slam Fest tomorrow in Tampa, I'll be walking around with a hat on and glasses, so you won't be able to recognize me. But Haley will be there, and you can recognize her. It's the weekend, which means don't do anything stupid. Uber, cheap, their Lyft. Or Uber, yeah, you got it. The 3 words, just moving around in the right order. Yeah, exactly. Look how long it took for the LC. Yeah, exactly. Well, to be the thing that people want to buy. Yeah. So yes, it's going to take time. And time for us is up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this early edition of the show. You guys have a wonderful week. We'll see you guys back here on Monday when we have John Catalano on talking about RCAs and why better ones are better and cheaper ones are not. Sounds like fun. Exactly. I know. Hit the button. End the show.
All right, guys.
Bye, guys. Have a wonderful weekend.